Hey everybody, Mark from TentonTable.com. Just want to give you a little bit of overview of the type of table that we carry. We have a lot of people ask advantages, disadvantages, wood over plastic. I'll tell you, the only advantage to a plastic table is they're lightweight. They were not made for rental. They were made to have sitting around for that occasional family gathering, Thanksgiving, Christmas, maybe a garage or a tag sale once or twice a year. They're just not built to the commercial quality that a rental table should be built to. Their legs are not very strong. Quite often they only have one small area coming down to the table that is going to have a very small ring that locks it into place. The tabletops themselves, they get dirty. We're in the rental business as well, so often I've had customers put hot pans, hot stuff on the table, melt the top. Overall, they just don't hold up. Yes, they're lighter, but from an investment standpoint, if you take a good quality wood table, that table's going to last for years. Now, you'll see different qualities of tables out there in wood. Buy a birch plywood table. Ask whoever you're buying tables from, what is the material? If it's a Luan plywood, try to stay away from it. You know, Luan to birch is going to look the same on the outside. It's going to have a nice veneer on the top, so you're going to be fooled very easily thinking it's a high quality table. But Luan is a very soft wood. So if I was to cut that table in half and take a look at how the plies are arranged, it's almost going to look like lasagna. You're going to have a lot of fillers, a lot of wood pulp mixed with glue. Through compression, they will make it into a nice flat table, but it's not very durable. The Russian plywood, it's a very, very dense plywood. It's a hardwood. Our tables hold up through, you know, wind, rain, and whatever, even though we're not supposed to leave the tables outside. You know, occasionally our rental customers do. You know, a quick wipe down. We do not have the warping and the delamination that you'll get with an inferior Luan table. We use an aluminum edge. Some people like a rubber edge table. I prefer the aluminum edge, and that's mainly because when you're taking that table out of a vehicle, your guys are taking it down from the edge of the truck. So often they're going to hit it on the corner. The rubber edge table has a small cut in the plywood, and as that rubber gets pushed in, it's going to start to split the plywood, and you'll end up having to you know, basically cut that corner off, sometimes repair it, make the table smaller. Aluminum edge stays on forever. If it does ever get a little nick or a burr in it, take a little bit of emery cloth and smooth it down. Wishbone legs, we use a lead-free paint powder coating process on our legs. They're probably the best style of leg for a rental table. You know, once it's clipped into place like that, okay, there's really nothing you can do to have this table fail. That's the disadvantage of the plastic tables. If it's not properly assembled, you don't have that friction that holds that into place. So you'll have a table up in the air, you'll put too much weight on it, and it just can't handle the weight. Flush mount screws, you know, years ago tables were handmade. We are using CNC machines now to do all of our cutting, all of our drilling, so everything is good and accurate. You're not going to find one screw sticking up more than the other. Spacing is always going to be proper and accurate. They are all CARB certified wood, okay? And CARB certification is the California Air Respiratory Act, which ensures that wood coming in from overseas, and a lot of our wood does, whether it's for tables, whether it's the plywood that you're buying at Home Depot or Lowe's, most of our plywoods are now imported, and you want to make sure that they're free of any formaldehyde resins or anything that could be caustic, which is important. That's why we make sure we're using CARB certified lumber, lead-free paint, And don't assume everybody's doing the same thing, because people might be trying to save a penny here or there. The finish on our table. For years, sometimes the tables coming in from other countries were using a lacquer. Lacquer was very nice, very shiny, had a tendency to chip and crack very easily. We use a nice polyurethane because the polyurethane can be repaired easily. You'd have no problem if you need to sand an area that might get a burn or a nick in it. Go to your local hardware store, pick up any sort of water-based polyurethane product. You're going to be able to cover over that area on your table, and it's going to look good as new. So anytime you're shopping tables, don't always shop it from a price standpoint. Find out what they're made of, what type of wood are they using, how are the legs constructed, what's the gauge of the material, because to save $5 or $10 and have something fail prematurely doesn't make sense, especially when you buy a good quality folding table. That table should last 5, 10, 15, 20 years. One-time investment, and you're good to go. So if you have any questions whatsoever, call your sales associate at TentonTable.com. Go onto our website and ask any questions you might have, and we'll try to help you out. Have a great day and be successful in your rental or event business. Have a great 2022.